If the Sphere of Amenti was the anchor, then the halls of Amenti were the corridors. According to the secrets of Amenti, these were not literal stone chambers buried under the earth, but structured dimensional passageways embedded within the planet's morphogenetic field. In this framework, the halls were engineered routes through which consciousness could move between density levels, dimensional bands, and even planetary time tracks. The premise is simple. Even if the language is not, evolution is structured through frequency. A being does not ascend because it is judged worthy. It ascends when its energetic blueprint has been assembled strand by strand, frequency by frequency, until it can shift into a higher harmonic field. The halls of Amenti, in this telling, are the gateways through which that completed transition occurs. The text says every human is energetically linked to the Sphere of Amenti in Earth's core. Through that link, each soul carries an evolutionary imprint, a template that must be fulfilled before returning to its origin. Ascension, then, is not escape from Earth, it is completion of a design. Later religious images of pearly gates, ivory gates, and sacred staffs are reframed here as symbolic echoes of something far more technical, an energetic transit system built to repair a shattered planetary field. Then the story introduces the cloistered races, blueprint keepers of what it calls the second world. Between 250 million and 25 million years ago, 5 smaller morphogenetic spheres emerged from the Sphere of Amenti. These carried the templates for the 5 cloistered races, beings described not as ordinary populations, but as frequency carriers, holding portions of the original 12-strand design. They preserved the higher strands while Earth slowly stabilized. At first, these beings were not fully physical in the modern sense. They were more etheric, less matter-bound, gradually densifying as Earth evolved. Later came the first root races, transitional beings through which polarity, gender, and dense embodiment began to anchor into the human line. The message is clear: the evolutionary ladder had to be rebuilt from the top down and the bottom up at the same time. Higher frequencies had to be preserved, while lower frequencies were slowly stitched back into matter. The halls of Amenti became the mechanism for this re-evolution. The text describes 6 portals opening within the sphere. One linked Earth directly to Tara's pre-cataclysmic past. The other 5 opened into dimensional bands 2 through 6, stages of progression within the time matrix. Through these portals, Earth was no longer trapped entirely in the fallen timeline. A new track had been created, a path by which consciousness could reassemble its blueprint across cycles and eventually return to Tara's field. And then comes one of the most vivid images in the entire transmission, the blue flame. When Earth's portion of Tara's morphogenetic field was retrieved, it manifested as a standing wave pattern within Earth's core, described as an electric blue flame with hints of green. This became known as the Staff of Amenti, not a literal staff of wood or metal, but a frequency key, the resonant bridge linking the lower bands of matter to the mid-dimensional harmonics required for ascent. In the language of this cosmology, the staff was the key, the halls were the passageways, the sphere was the anchor, and humanity was the mechanism. The body, through DNA assembly across time, was meant to become the bridge back into higher coherence, but that design would not remain untouched. In episode 7, we move into the next phase, the root races, the rebuilding of humanity.